Do other people's insecurities affect us? Hello, and today's insight is going to be mainly about that. Other people's insecurities. The answer to that question is yes, it does. But when it does, you should be able to pivot. I'm just remembering, I don't know if you guys have seen this scene, but the scene from Friends where they're moving a couch in the staircase of the building, and he constantly says, pivot, pivot, pivot. That's just what came to mind. But yes, it is important to pivot, because the way I see it, when a door closes and a window opens, which is something that it's like a saying, but it just means that this might be a no, but that's God's protection for something much, much better down the line. So instead of banging your head against a wall, trying to say, no, I want this, it's time to pivot. It's time to pivot. It's time to pivot. It's time to change your perspective. It's time to go towards the better things. Okay? And for example, like when something happens, okay? For example, I got laid off in March. I did. But I was able to pivot right on the spot and go upstairs to another store and and talk to the manager there and tell her that I would like a job. And I learned today that she had one spot left and she gave it to me because I asked. And so everyone else who is now being let go from that other store is going to see her, but she's like, well, sorry, I took one of you guys already and now my spots are full. So I was like, yay, followed my intuition. But all this to say that other people's insecurities, although can sting a little, shouldn't be what you allow to hurt you. It's just their insecurity. And in regards to a trauma, the way that it's connected to trauma is that they have lost confidence in themselves because they see, for example, okay, what happened to me today is that probably this lady that I know who wants to help me is trying to find me another job. Now, she found me another job, and the guy who owns the store was going to go on a trip for a week, and when he came back, he'd call me. So the week after, when I didn't hear anything, I went to the store and thinking that he was there, but instead of him, it was his wife. And I think that she saw me and was like, she is too, like, TOO, put in the adjective, too young, too pretty, too attractive, too confident, too whatever you want, right? And that made the woman feel uncomfortable, and so she probably told her husband not to hire me because she did not feel comfortable. It is fine, because that is just a way for God to be like, my daughter, this door is closing because a much better job is going to open up for you. So keep faith. You just keep on talking, looking at what is possible. Now, the other option that just came to mind today is that I spoke to a lady who has an who has like a crystal store or a like magic, crystals, tarot cards, things of that nature, which is more in line with what I do, store. And I just remembered, now that I have more free time, I can reach back out to her, see what she says. And so that is what I did. We'll see where this goes, right? So When one door closes, another window opens. One possibility ending is a good opening for another one, or you being able to return to an old possibility. So there is not a good or bad thing in this reality. Things just are. It is your perception of them that will change the way you view them. So instead of seeing something as completely bad or completely good, see them as just things and see what you can do to change your perception on it and make it into a better thing for you. So, all in all, your perception is key. Alright? So, what I want you to think about is, where have you been so black and white in regards to something, when in actuality you can be open to see all the possibilities that might arise from it. So, is there something that you haven't thought of prior that might be beneficial for you? Ponder that.